Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 mk2, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. This is session 10.3, and today I wanted to show you how you can sync both from and to the Mark II. So I will start by saying I apologize for the slightly jaunty angle here. Let me slide stuff over. It looks like that's out of camera a little bit. I've got everything kind of stretched to the limit for what I can set up for what I have for gear here. Anyway, as you can see, I've got an MPC Live and I've got the 404 Mark II side by side. Right now, what I have set up is I have output from the Live going to the input on the Mark II. And this is just the TRS cable that I said. This is the Type B cable that converts a MIDI cable to the Type A TRS standard. So just going to plug that to the input. I've got the outputs from the Live going into here, just so you can hear kind of what's going on. I've got external source going on. So you can hear I've got, if you haven't played with a MPC Live before, this is just what the metronome sounds like if you have it turned on. And boy, the camera's just going to keep turning on me here. All right, anyway, we'll do what we can. So what's happening right now is if I go into the menu settings here, actually if I just go menu, if I go to sync, you can see I have off. So right now, any sync that's coming outside from a different device to the MPC is going to be off. It's not going to take any sync information from anybody else. And then if I go into the settings here, you can see I go to MIDI Sync, and it is sending out of its output ports, they call them A and B on the MPC. I'm sending both sync data and track data. So I can have it send both the start and stop information as well as the track for MIDI note information from the MPC. And in this case, it's going to be going into the SP404 Mark II. So what does that mean? Well, that means a few important things. One, right now the default BPM on the Mark II is set to 90. And again, I know I did this last time, but if you hold shift and go to you can't do this in pattern mode. If you're in sample mode and you hit shift and pad 13 to go into utility, go into system, scroll over to MIDI settings. Right now you can see MIDI sync is set to auto, and that means if it gets a sync, it will sync to something else. If it doesn't, otherwise it's going to be doing its own internal sync. Now the fun part is, if I start hitting play here, you can hear the metronome from the Live. I will then go into pattern mode, and you can see it had said BPM 90, which was telling us it was using its internal BPM at 90. It is now taking the external sync from the MPC Live, and it is set to external 96. So here, internal is 90 on the Mark II, and on the Live, the BPM is 90. And you can watch that this will change as I change it up. We're now at 121. It takes a couple pulses for it to catch up, but you can see it's definitely caught up. It now sees external 121, and if I scroll it back down to 80 over here on the MPC, you can see it goes down to 80 on the Mark II. So they do follow each other, and if you're looking to try and, if you have other gear that can send us sync information, this is a good way to get it from the device, out from that device into the MPC. Or not into the MPC, into the Mark II, the 404 Mark II. So I haven't done a whole lot of experimentation yet to see, is the Mark II able to keep up with sync changes well, or does it stay in sync? Is there a little bit of latency and lag? I haven't done any of those experiments yet, but I can tell you, from my experience, it's usually the MPC is pretty good as the master brain, and it's really good at controlling external gear by sending the sync pulses and sending notes and stuff. So that said, as I said, I don't have anything loaded on either of these right now. Maybe we'll get to that in a little bit, and I'll show you how to do some fun setups. But I want to show you what it looks like to do a sync from an external device into the SP404 Mark II. So hopefully that helps you guys understand how to set that up. And in the next session, I will show you how to go the other way and have the Mark II sync a different device. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.